Inspector Faggot.
This shit, Nick fucking Gage. And I start this shit off by shouting out my murder, death, kill gang members around the fucking world. I shot out my motherfucking boys locked down in their cells, including my motherfucking boy 2-6, Eastern Block. And I shot out my motherfucking hate club, R.I.P. Big Nate Hatred, and R.I.P. my brother Justice Payne. And I want to give a shout out to Isaac. And I want to let Isaac know I could give two fucking shits if you like deathmatch wrestling or not. I could care less what type of wrestling you like. But I'll tell you what, my motherfucking gang likes deathmatch wrestling, and I love deathmatch wrestling, and I'm going to keep doing that shit till I can't do it no more. Isaac, I could give two fucking shits if you like deathmatch wrestling or any type of wrestling you like. So keep doing what the fuck you do, and I'll keep doing what the fuck I'll do. And if you want to take it there, we can take it there, man. And we can run into each other, and we can have a convo and take it from there. But if you want to come on here and say you don't like deathmatch wrestling, man, that shit don't affect me at all. I'm 1 in a million, motherfucker. I run my motherfucking MDK gang, and I do it with fucking hard work and dedication. I do it because I'm the realest motherfucker in the game. I do it because I be my motherfucking self. I ain't no fake motherfucker like the rest of them motherfuckers in the locker room. So fuck you, Isaac, and shout out to my murder, death, kill gang all fucking day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Such Good Shoot with your hosts from the state of Ohio, Sugar Shane Skylark. And from nearly Canada, we have the Iceman, Isaac Iditarod. And originally from the city of brotherly harm, now residing in the nation's toilet bowl, we have Dingo Dozer De Niro. And tonight, they're joined by special guest host from Shooting Shit and What Do You Say with DDJ, the certified wrestling encyclopedia, DDJ. So, light up a cold one and crack open a joint. We are ready to chat!
Oh, man, dude. I'm going to get murdered.
Can I say something first to start this off? I will pay $50 to see Isaac versus Nick Gage in a death match at an upcoming GCW show.
I paid $50 to make that happen. So
that was you, you fucking bastard. That's awesome. That was $50 well spent. He was very upset with me.
Yeah, he was fired.
I was like, just sort of like, and all of a sudden he's like, fuck you, Isaac. I'm like, wait, me? What did I do? Like, Jesus, dude.
So you know when you order a cameo, right? Yeah. Like, you know how they have like the like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want a happy birthday or like a pep talk? Do you want to like roast? And I was like, roast. So it was like, tell Nick Gage something about Isaac. I was like, he hates deathmatch wrestling and like pretty much enjoys nothing fun. I was like, just roast him. I'm like, just do whatever you want to do. And like the next one was like, what does Isaac like about Nick Gage? And I just put nothing with a period and just left the rest.
I could give a fuck what you want to think a fuck about me. I swear to God, dude, he looks like fucking half of the fucking junkies outside the methadone clinic in St. Johnsbury, Vermont, dude. Probably the same tolerance for pain too, man.
Yo, real talk. If anyone wants a Nick Gage cameo, though, quick turnaround. Shit was like, I don't know, like 36 hours at the most. It was like a day and a half. No, it was like almost instant.
But here's the deal: if you do get one, you have to make him say "fuck you, Isaac." I think if anyone is gonna do this, like at this point, I'm kind of committed to challenging Nick Gage to a death match.
Oh God.
First blood, first blood match. I'm just gonna throw all the light tubes at him and run away
before the match starts. You have a chance of winning this shit.
Yeah, exactly. No, I will. But so the only way that can happen, I'll just yeet all the light bulbs at him and shit.
Yeah, just sprint.
He's bleeding. He's bleeding. I see it. I cut his arm. It's a tiny. It's blood. I swear. There's 2 drops. But no, go on Cameo and tell him Isaac from Such Good Shoot thinks he's a bitch because I don't know, dude. What have I got to lose other than my life?
Nothing important.
Nothing important at all. Wow, that was a surprise. Thanks, dude. What a lovely surprise, dude. That's
it all came to me at one one miracle style moment. I saw clarity like I've never seen before, and I was like, wow, we haven't had a cameo. And I was like, what should I do? I was like, what should I do for Isaac? And I was like, does Nick Gage have a cameo for some reason? And then I saw it. I saw $50, and I was like, yes, it's gotta happen.
Well spent, dude. That was great. That was good stuff. That was good stuff.
I got my money's worth too. He went on for a while.
That might be the best cold open we've had.
It was good. That was good. I have a question though. Do you have anything on the Twitter machine here for us for
Cheek of the week?
Spooky. I just want to be able to light this blunt, dude.
I'm fucking scared.
Should I go melon or peach wrap?
Oh,
DDJ, what'd you say?
I said peach.
All right, 2-1. It's a fair court. It's a fair court. I was just giving you time to pick up your fucking Iron Sheik tweets.
Yes. Go Gadget, go fuck yourself.
Inspector what?
Also, he would like everyone to know this. Who built the ark? Noah did, you dumb son of a bitch.
Oh.
Noah built the ark, according to
each wins.
Right. Cheeky. So,
well, that makes a lot of sense. So, I feel like I still have to do this.
We do actually. Shane,
so, na.
Have you watched They Live?
I have.
What?
Yes. I watched the movie They Live.
And so just to get you guys a little taste of what you can get with your premium Patreon accounts with us, not only will you be able to help choose the movies that Shane has to suffer through, but you'll get access to them. And so we actually, right before the show went live, we put on YouTube up for public viewing Shane and I sitting down and doing the whole in the artist studio style interview, talking about They Live and Shane's opinions, thoughts on the movie. We sort of went through it and just discussed. So go check us out on the YouTubes because it's up there and it's high quality content and
it's
Shane,
marvelous.
It is also available on all your audio catchers for your podcasting needs. I have no idea how good it'll be because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Dozer, do you have a beer? Do you have a real life beer today?
Yes, the only beer that matters, Yingling. And DDJ's got a BLL.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's drinking the BLL and the LI with Matt Cardona.
Well, here's the thing.
GCW World Champion.
Is with the Patreon, we actually have our next our Patreon review movie picked out, and sometime in the next couple of weeks we'll have that up, and the movie is going to be Suburban Commando.
Yeah.
Man, it's been forever since I've seen that.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I've never seen that one before either. So
no,
boy,
I started it and
I can't
immediately was like, I need more drugs. And I'm excited. It's gonna be terrible. And this is the first time I'm viewing it, so Shane and I are gonna.
I haven't seen it either.
This.
So
now Hogan's not the only WWF guy who was in that movie.
No,
drop that knowledge bomb.
Here he goes.
That would be one dead man. The Undertaker was in that movie as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and check this out. Because Undertaker was in that movie.
Do I smell a segue?
No, it isn't. No, Undertaker was in that movie. Undertaker was good friends with Godfather. Godfather met Hulk Hogan's driver. Hulk Hogan's driver introduced Godfather into marijuana, and that's how the Godfather got into weed. Also, Wade, if you think the next movie should be Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain, Patreon.com/Such Good Shoot, a $20 a month pledge, you get to pick the next movie after Suburban Commando.
I mean, you can also just hand me $20. I'll pocket it, and then we'll just leave Isaac out of the equation.
Yeah,
we'll still watch the movie though.
We won't do that.
I am Ninja. He is Ninja. She is Ninja too.
Was that a ninja thing? What happened?
Apparently.
All
but
right.
going along with the segue, coming up on Netflix at the beginning of October 5th, we have The Undertaker in a movie. As apparently he has a haunted house that he's trapped the fucking New Day in.
Yeah,
I don't watch it.
I'm gonna go one of those interactive movies.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I think at the very least it'll be fun because it's interactive, so you can kind of like choose like which direction they go or whatever. I think it'll be fun because it's the New Day. I don't think it'll be scary, but I think it'll at least be entertaining and a lovely time to peruse. I don't have Netflix anymore though, so I'm not going to be.
I am not going to be partaking, even though I have Netflix, because I grew up in the era where choose your own adventure was like a big thing, and it always sucks. It always sucks. There's never a circumstance where it doesn't suck a huge.
Oh man,
Isaac,
throbbing one.
Speaking of throbbing ones,
yes. Oh, dude.
Do they have choose your own adventure porn?
Not that I've seen, but then again, now that you mention it, but it probably sucks.
I literally think that's just like going to your favorite website and then just doing what you do anyways. It's choose your own adventure to begin with. Especially if you got like the virtual reality headset, what I mean? You can like.
I guess that's like the cam girls, right? Where it's like choose your own adventure, but like, oh, because every now and then, with the cam girls, you can have adventures like finding out what's inside their fridge or freezer, or what kind of fridge or freezer they have at their house.
Because that's what everybody wants to do when they go on. They talk with the cam girls. They want to see what's in their fridge, right?
Well, here's the deal.
Yes.
God rest his soul, James Glenn, good friend of the Shane Dozer and I, on a late night of drinking and smoking cigars and watching a friend on video chat spend way too much money on cam girls, he came up with the brilliant idea of that if a girl has a Sub-Zero fridge, you shouldn't tip her because she doesn't need the money. But if she has just like a KitchenAid or like a Frigidaire, like she probably deserves a tip. And then it like devolved into, well, what does she have in the fridge? Maybe that makes a difference too on how much you should tip. So we got a whole chat room full of people trying to get this girl to show us what was in her fridge, and all she wanted to do was show us her butthole. And it was a great night. It was one of the best nights of my life. So rest in peace, James. Love you, man. True story.
And on that incredible bombshell, I'm going to bring you this week's question of the week, which I kind of formulated after the PWI Top 500 came out this week. And there's a lot of hoo-ha going about that Kenny Omega is the #1 wrestler in the world for the second time in his career. But what people keep neglecting is that he may be #1. The following 4 wrestlers in the top 5 are WWE wrestlers. 5 of the top 10 are WWE. Which is more impressive, to have 2 wrestlers in the top 10 and one of them be number 1, or to have more wrestlers in the top 10?
Real quick, there was an Impact guy right towards the bottom of the top 10. DDJ
Rich Swann, I believe, was number 10.
Yeah. No, I saw that and I was like, good for him, because that's really monumental for that company to have anyone like looked of that highly, especially
he's great,
in this year. Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just thought that was cool. It was like the one thing I really noticed.
I'm gonna go first on this one, and I mean, in the context of that, if like there's just 2 companies and it's like it's hard, right? Because like you always want the guy who's considered number 1, but very rarely is the guy who's number 1 on a list the actual best. I mean, and maybe in some people's opinion, I don't think so in this case, but even still, if you're a wrestling company, you want a lot of good wrestlers. But if you have a lot of like superstars, like I think almost this, the issue with AEW right now is like you have so many guys who are huge. Like all of a sudden, like every match I watched it all out was like, man, it was like there was huge stars involved, but like there comes a point where like if it's all big stars with big stars, like you have to have guys who you don't know or guys who are coming up to fight with. So having one big star and having fewer guys in the top 10 in the long term, I think is better for your company, because it has more ability to get guys over than having a roster jammed up with superstars who might be on the end of their career. And there's not as much room to get these other matches in. But I could be wrong, because maybe it's just more opportunities for them to put other people over. But maybe, I don't know, I think it feels more impactful if you only do it a few times and not like with every fucking wrestler on the card.
That's fair. DDJ?
I was thinking about this, and I kind of can go either way, and I mean, I think you're not really wrong with either way you either stance you take on this. But for me, I'm going to go with having like 2 guys in the top 10 with having one of them being number 1, because to me, when your company has someone that is rated number 1, that really shows that as a company that something right is going on, or something good's going on, or this company's doing something right. And I mean, AEW right now is in a place where they are doing everything right. Like they can do literally no wrong right now. I mean, unless you ask Melissa Santos. But yeah, I just honestly feel like great. I would take that, because I mean, that's, for a company that's a little over 2 years old, about 2.5, almost 3 years old, to already have a wrestler that's ranked number 1 and basically be the flag bearer for your company. I mean, to me, that's where I'd hang my hat.
And I think that's in the sort of what I was getting to, is that like, whether I agree with it or not, like insert any name. So like if you have Stone Cold number 1 and then the other company has 5 guys, then you have another guy, I think it's better to have that one guy, because whoever he puts over is going to be more impactful than if those 5 guys put over 5 other guys for that company. I don't know. That's just the way my brain sees it. But I think you're right, DDJ.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where I tell you both that you're wrong about your opinion, because it's in my mind much more important to have a more stacked amount of people in the top 10 or top 5. Simply because if I'm a new wrestling fan, and this is not assuming we're talking about WWE versus AEW, this is just blank versus blank. And if I'm a new wrestling fan, and for whatever reason I stumble upon like a PWI edition, or I see an article and I get interested or whatever, and I see that WWE in this case has 4 out of the top 5 best wrestlers, I'm gonna go watch their show because I see one big star and then I see a bunch of WWE right after it. I also think it's important to have the rest of the product be good around your main guy. Your main guy can be as good as he is, but how many one match shows, even if the match has been pretty fucking good, have we watched that we've been like, yeah, I'm just not gonna like watch this again still because I don't even want to put up with the rest of it.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, I think having a more stacked roster with a lot of talent is more important than the one guy. Maybe from a business perspective, you know, you guys might absolutely be right.
Well, and I guess the thing is to say that you can still have a roster with good talent. They might not be all top 10 though, right?
Yeah.
But in the long term, if you have, I'm just trying to think about it in the long term. If you have more room for growth,
yeah. But what
instead of being clogged? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
So what you said earlier, when you said some older talent, you know what I mean? In AEW's case, that's absolutely the truth. But what if you're 5 out of the, you're 4 out of the top 5 or whatever is like, the rookie class WWE had from like 2003 with Cena and
that was 02.
All of those guys, you know what I mean? Thank you so much, DDJ.
I'll drink to that. Yeah, drink to anytime fucking DDJ drops fucking the Wikipedia knowledge.
Man, you all would have been bombed on Saturday then.
We gotta call it what is it, Dickopedia? Because it's a D instead of a W.
But yeah, what if it's that class? You know what I mean? What if those are the 4 guys? Like I said, if you're just looking at it blank versus blank, it's really a much different argument than if you're looking at it as AEW versus WWE.
But okay, so you take that class being like your younger generation, but like no matter how good those guys were, like without like Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle and fucking Taker and
Rock.
Putting those guys over, do they have the same impact?
I'm not necessarily saying them like as what they were when they first busted. I'm saying them as what they were like 3 years later. You know what I mean? Randy had developed into the Legend Killer, and
but the Legend Killer takes legends, right?
Yeah, legends don't have to be in the top 10.
A lot of them probably were at some point. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really interesting question, and I don't think that there's like a solid answer just because there's so many X factors that go into it, and it all depends on like what happens to your roster after those first 10 people.
Dozer, what do you think?
I am inclined to say, considering most of the promotions represented here have more than one show. And that is a key thing to this. How many shows do you have? You can't have your star on every show. So you have AEW with 3.5 because they have Dynamite, Rampage, Dark Elevation. There really doesn't need to be a separation between Dark and Dark Elevation, but they have them. You have WWE with Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and if you're really feeling frisky, 205 Live and NXT UK.
205 Live.
You have
and Main Event.
Does anybody really watch Main Event in the States?
Nope.
No, Superstars is done.
That's actually dead.
I got no clue.
You have Impact with, I think, only one show at this point.
Yes.
And NWA. You have NWA is not represented in the top 10.
New Japan has
3
show.
Yeah, you have, so from New Japan, you have Kuda. What the fuck am I saying? Koda. God damn it.
Kuda Ibushi.
I'm drinking the Kuda.
Kuda Ibushi.
Will Ospreay,
Oh, Shingo
and
made it,
Shingo.
What's your dog's name?
Coda.
It's pretty close, huh?
Yeah. Impact, you have Rich Swann.
That's
and WWE. I was wrong. I thought there were 5. There's only 4.
Yeah.
Coda was number 5. I just remember him as a named talent there. But you have from WWE, you have Roman, Bobby, Drew, and Balor. And I think it's saying a lot that Balor's on there, technically being on their C show, even though it was until next week by far their best show.
Did I miss
It'll
something
still
with Bobby?
probably
Did Bobby Olsen get good or something?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Cool.
I don't know who filleted who for this list, but somebody was filleted.
Yeah, I mean,
then
he's put on
some
decent matches, but he's not even top
I definitely
100
choose
wrestler.
the option that does not have fucking him on the roster.
So the big thing I will say is looking at the names on the list. Roman, Bobby, and Drew aren't that different of a character.
What do you say, Nat?
You have
drink
the unstoppable Samoan, the unstoppable Bobby, and the unstoppable Scottish dude.
Well, Drew got stopped. He lost his number 1 contenders match against Sheamus. So
he did, but that wasn't the point. That wasn't at the point yet. This is July of last year through June.
Oh yeah, never mind then. Yeah.
Well.
And Kenny, as the belt collector, is definitely. I hate to say when he actually earned it, but he did. He's the belt collector. It worked.
He did.
Kenny's the best wrestler in the world.
DDJ, who was Mr. Irrelevant this year?
It's a good question. I haven't looked at the entire list, so I cannot tell you.
Damn it!
All I know is that
I'm not paying.
Is that I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to talk about All Out.
Me too.
You ready to go all out, balls out?
Balls out.
Hey, Brad Marcus, if you're watching, where the hell are you?
Balls out.
I don't know. He even had by far, I think, the best introduction, but I had to scrap it. Just so you can have a hint here.
I love it. They didn't even notice. Did you? No, it's good. It's good. We're all good. No worries.
We have the host of Toilet Side Wrestling Talk, the badass Brad Marcus.
Where is he?
I don't know, but he had the best intro written down, but no, he's not here.
Maybe probably just forgot.
Don't worry.
My balls. That brings us to All Out, where this pay-per-view kicked off with the Redeemo Mira. Somebody, I can't talk tonight, and it's my job to talk. The Redeemer Mira.
The Redeemer Miro?
Yeah, the Redeemer
Miro. I quit.
Well, just say the name. His name's Miro, and it was fighting that other guy.
Eddie Kingston.
Edward.
Redeem these nuts.
Yeah, redeem these nuts. Speaking of these nuts, mine are in the air right now. It's really comfortable. This wasn't a bad opening match.
No, it was a great opener.
The crowd, it got the crowd hyped. I didn't really give a shit. Miro, I don't know. He's not my favorite. Kingston, I really enjoy. But all in all, it was a pretty good match to get people into it. Not that the crowd needed much provocation to be excited. People were just amped up. It was a great atmosphere, and it's hard to, get down on a match that really got everyone pumped up. It wasn't anything special, but it was nice to see a decent opening match with some good wrestling and it felt like some actual stakes, and fun.
DDJ, you were there?
Yeah, I honestly, and one of the things that really kind of made me think so highly of this pay-per-view was the way the card was laid out. And it's something that we discussed on the latest episode of Shooting Shit that just dropped earlier this morning. And it was just, I mean, this was the best way to open the show. I mean, people are really high on Eddie Kingston. I mean, I was at Rampage Friday night, and when he came out, to do the promo and everything, he was over. And I mean, the crowd really popped for him. They popped for him, on Sunday as well too. And it was just, I mean, Eddie can go like in a physical match. I think Eddie doesn't get enough credit.
It's a good thing there's a doctor in the house. Sorry, there was some cat scratch. Nothing. We're good.
Having some pussy problems?
No problems. 99.
Got a little cat scratch fever going on there?
99, but that ain't one. Yeah, I mean, dude, the crowd was crazy. And I'm sorry, we should back up for 1 second, because not only were you there, I mean, do we mention the fact that was it Pro Wrestling Tees, or was it whose contest was it?
I think it was the arena itself.
It was Pro Wrestling Tees put up the suite, but the contest was run through the Now Arena.
Okay. Well, so you won a suite to All Out. Yep. How many people were you able to invite?
11 besides myself.
Dude, that's so fucking awesome, man. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm legit, like, this makes me so happy. And I said it last week, I think. I said it a bunch, but like, no one is more deserving of this than you. Those who know you know that
if you know, you know.
Well, and even without all of that, right? Like, even without the divine karmic justice that was fucking brought down by fucking whoever you believe in.
Olmec from
Olmec.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes, from Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Even if like you take all of that out of account, the fact that you, DDJ, are one of the most genuine, kind, loving human beings that we know. Yeah, you bastard. You deserved it. You deserved it without anything else. But the fact that it was just beautiful karmic justice was icing on the cake. But anyway, what was the suite like before we can get into that match? What was the suite itself like? Tell me about all the amenities. What was going on there? Well, like, were you with the fucking drinks?
The Sweet Life with DDJ and Brad.
Yeah, let me hear this, man.
Unfortunately, there were no, food and drinks were not part of the deal. But you know what?
Damn it.
But I was just happy to go, because up until even earlier in the afternoon that I got the call that I won the suite, I had already started resigning myself to, and I was telling my friend Sean, who was one of my friends that came to the show, I was telling him, when I told him about winning the suite, I was like, dude, as soon as I got out of therapy, because this was about maybe 20 minutes after I'd gotten out of a physical therapy session that I got the call. And I started thinking, I was like, okay, what am I going to make, or what am I going to get to bring to my friend's house? Because me and a couple other guys were going to get together at my friend Sean's house to watch the show and stuff, but just getting a call, and it was just so surreal. And it was really nice. I mean, the merch line, there was a lot of stuff. There were a few things that, beyond the control, whatever, I mean, merch lines were crazy unless you got up there right away.
And also
at least unlike SummerSlam, you could buy shit.
But right.
That's true.
But more divine justice, right, is that
we talking about who came by the suite?
Yeah, who came by and visited the suite? Who you got an in-person meet and greet.
Yeah. The funny thing is I didn't even think about this until I think you, Isaac, had mentioned it.
As soon as you said his name. So who was it?
It was the Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer.
Yeah,
Murderbird.
The last scheduled meet and greet that got canceled. I wasn't even saying anything. It's just divine justice. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it absolutely is divine justice. Just no drama.
Sorry, I'm not causing drama. I'm just saying truth.
You absolutely are.
It was nice though, because we had, all they had bathrooms, by where we were and stuff. So literally the bathroom was right across the hall from our suite.
Oh, they even got a bathroom in the suite.
No, they didn't have a bathroom in the suite.
That's some
the bathrooms
bullshit.
were across the hall from the suite.
How many? But was it suite access bathrooms only though? You had to have a suite to access those.
The bathrooms, that we had, so you never had to wait for.
Did you drop a big fucking fat juicy shit in there or what?
No, I just did some tinkle, as I like to.
Only tinkle time? Come on, man.
But no,
he was too busy watching the best wrestling show of the year.
They don't have.
Did some tinkle.
I have a 6-year-old son. That's what we say when he has to.
No, I know. All right, so Miro versus Eddie Kingston.
Was
what
did you think, Shay?
I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was everything that like people in the 80s thought they were seeing with big hoss fights, but it was like a really good 2021 version of it. There was a lot of hard-hitting stuff. Both guys got a lot of shit in. You got to see Miro look as vulnerable as you've ever seen him in AEW, at least. Lot of meat slapping meat. Yeah, I thought it was good. It wasn't
do after the show.
No, it's gonna be self-slapping meat.
Yeah, I'm jerking it, dude, no doubt.
But yeah, it was a good match. Wasn't perfect, but set the tone for the night.
Exactly, and that's what a good opening match does. It sets the tone, and I think that, again, you couldn't have had a better opening match.
It was a hot start. Hot start.
I liked it. I missed it on the live broadcast, and I only got to watch it kind of while I was working, so I don't have a lot to say on it.
I gave it 2 stars watching it.
Damn, I gave it 2.5, half watching it. What the hell's with the 2 stars?
It's an opening match. It was good, but I mean,
I'm good.
I'm giving it
at a 5.
3.
It was decent. It wasn't anything special. I wouldn't go back and watch it again. Would you watch that again?
Yeah, I'm with DDJ. I would go back and I would watch this show again.
I know. So, I believe that. But in isolation, this isn't like there are matches. This is not even close to one of the best things in the show. I don't think there's some stuff that's 4 stars. But I mean, the show is good overall, but like this wasn't anything special.
3-star match. DDJ?
3.
No, I know.
He gave it a 3, then he stalled. But come on, keep buying time because I forgot to look up the Meltzers.
No,
has his ratings has he even put out his star ratings for the show yet? I haven't seen it.
Probably not.
He has.
Oh,
okay.
All I know is that fucking this is better than fucking this goddamn Young Bucks match was.
You are out of your mind.
Yeah, I'm with Shane on this.
You are so far out of your fucking mind, and Dozer's gonna agree with us because I watched it with him live.
That's fine.
You're right. Meltzer has not put out ratings yet. So
I'm sorry.
A clusterfuck is just the 4 of us agreeing.
If you're fucking, if like a huge part of the match is you guys standing in a circle and like doing super kick from one person to another, to another, to another, to another,
Can
around
we get
in a
there?
circle. I'm sorry, but I'm bitching. I'm sorry. You're right. We can get there, but
I'll save my rebuttal for the match
because before we get there, we have Mr. John Moxley taking on Satoshi Kojima in a singles match.
I'm gonna get this out of the way. I did not watch this one. I totally forgot it was after the first match because I missed the first 2 matches live. So I don't have a clue, but I will just give it 5 stars off of principle because Minoru Suzuki came out and hit the Gotch style pile driver, which hasn't happened this decade at the very least.
5 stars. 5 stars. No, honestly, because like the match itself, I don't care. The match itself was pretty short. How long was it? It wasn't that long.
it wasn't long for an AEW match.
What was it?
And
12 minutes?
Yeah, 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 50 seconds.
It didn't feel very long. It was hard hitting, but it was like, it was good actually, but I don't care. Who gives a shit? What happened is Minoru Suzuki showed up on American fucking TV on a pay-per-view, challenged Moxley. They fucking elbowed each other in the face over and over again, which I love. And then he literally, for the first time that I've ever seen, hit the Gotch fucking style pile driver. And it was awesome. It was fucking awesome.
I will tell you this. When the music hit and he came out, the arena went ape shit crazy.
Like, I can't.
They were singing. They were singing the song, and everything.
I can't even imagine being there. I would have probably shit my pants. And
you would have been. You would have been crying CM Punk guy.
I swear my cousin Jerry. I swear I could have sworn he shit his pants during that because he was like everybody was going ape shit crazy except for my wife because she's like, who's this guy?
Well, and here's the thing, and here's the
Dozer.
I vocally popped for it in my house. I went, holy shit!
Like I knew what it was even before I saw it because Dozer was like, yeah, dude, Shane, like I'm really sorry, man. Like you should have seen this, and I was like, who the fuck like is Dozer like? Kind of incredulous about, but knows how big he is and knows how much I like him. And I was like, oh my God, it was Suzuki. Because I remembered it, because they've been talking about Moxley, and I was like, oh no. And I looked it up and I was like, God damn it.
Dude, it was awesome. That was a really cool moment.
It was cool to see him get that kind of recognition in America.
Well, and that's the thing is like, you watch you deal with WWE for so long, and like they treat the fans like they're fucking idiots. But like to see like such a smart crowd, to see, and like Chicago is a very fucking like wrestling fucking centered city, one of the best in the country right now. But god damn, dude, like, yeah, they fucking like to be singing along with his song shows a certain level of fucking dedication to the sport. You know what I mean? Like I know Suzuki. I love the man, but I couldn't sing his theme song.
I couldn't either.
I wonder.
And that's impressive. You think they piped some of that in?
No, that was all crowd. That was not piped in.
Awesome.
God, I wonder who decided to have him hit the pile driver. I'm inclined to believe it was Mox. I'm inclined to believe that Mox was like, that'd be kind of cool if he actually hit it.
I saw him setting up for it, and I'm like, oh fuck, they're gonna fight more. And he hit it, and I freaked out, dude.
Yeah, my favorite thing Don Callis has ever done in his career is when he commentated for New Japan. And he got so pissed every single time Suzuki went for the what the guy. Oh no, you got to keep a sleeper. This is how you lose matches. And then
I think Suzuki. That was the only note I took was like, holy shit, he hit the gotch.
Yeah, Suzuki always, usually gets beaten up afterward. That was cool.
DDJ go for the attempt.
DDJ, what about the match?
It was what I expected it to be. I wasn't expecting Flair versus Steamboat. I was expecting more Vader versus Stan Hansen, and that's what we got. Just two guys just literally going out there and beating each other down. Crowd was into it and stuff. I think a lot. I know the original plan, I believe, was supposed to be Mox versus Tanahashi, which I think would have been more more universally received by the crowd, but
it would have gone longer than 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. But again, it was what it was and stuff. And that, it was just nice, for a legend like, Kojima to get this kind of exposure on such, a national level here in the States, because excuse me. He did a couple things on Impact and stuff, but I more eyes saw Kojima here than they did, when he was on Impact. And
they put him over too, though. Like, and to his credit, like for fucking, as they said, for 30 years of wrestling, he looks really good.
A lot of those Japanese guys do.
Which is crazy because they beat the fuck out of each other.
Yep.
I mean, Suzuki's just, not really a looker to begin with, but he doesn't look bad for how old he is.
No.
By any means.
Yeah, dude. He also looks like he could choke you out with one of those ears.
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
Wrap it around your face and fucking smother you with it.
DDJ, what do you rate this thing?
I'd give it 2 3/4.
Dozer. Oh no! Like I said, I didn't watch the match. I watched the first one. Was gonna save the second one for later. Completely forgot.
I saw a little bit more than you. I came in with like 3 minutes remaining in the match, but purely because of that entrance at the end. Purely because I know it, and purely because the dirt sheets didn't fucking spoil it. There was no chat about this from as far as I could tell.
Exactly.
No chat. It was the only true 100% surprise of the night.
Exactly.
No, well, I mean, combined surprise. Him showing up because I watched it and I knew he was coming. Right. What shocked me, honestly, was the gotch. That shit shocked me.
What I was going to say.
But yeah, combined moments, absolutely.
Then I sat there and I watched it, and I went, he's hitting the gotch. And I then went, is he the one who never hits it? Because they know I don't know shit about New Japan. I know very little, but I know some. So I'm going to give it 4 purely because of the aftermatch stuff. Not my normal style. I normally like to rate bell to bell and what happens after, but this is too goddamn big of a moment to ignore.
It's the first time I've ever seen it. And there's not many things in wrestling genuinely that like I've never seen. I'm sure it's happened.
It's definitely happened,
but not often. And it hasn't happened. I'm sure if somebody looked it up, the last time he actually hit the gotch, it's been a while. It's been a long enough fucking where, and that it's important.
Another little quick JR actually good tidbit from commentary. He stated that Minoru Suzuki is the one that like brought heel hooks to pro wrestling. Which is pretty interesting.
I thought the commentary on this was actually very, very good. I think JR did a great job. I think Tony made it like one mistake at one point. Then they started like JR sort of called him out and laughed about it. I'm glad it wasn't me, pal.
They do more of that on Dynamite, and it's hilarious.
Excalibur is just the best.
I just don't. He doesn't need a mask, and he doesn't need to be Excalibur. He can just be a fucking commentator. That's the only.
Or you could just listen to the commentary.
I think it's great. I think his commentary is great. I just am like, no one can tell me who he is and why he wears a mask.
Because that's what he wrestled in. He was a wrestler before he was a commentator.
I mean...
Then tell us! That's what he's saying. Fucking tell us he was a wrestler.
I'm just saying, like,
a little bit of context.
If you're a casual
he's
fan
mentioned it before. When Malachi Black debuted, he was like, I wrestled this man 15 years ago.
I'm just saying that, like, in general, like, if you're a casual fan tuning in, there's just a dude in a mask on the commentary, you're going to be like, your first question would generally be like, who is he and why is he wearing a mask? Well, if you're just a cash fan, dude, honestly, like that doesn't.
Since apparently we're talking about this, you're also never getting some of the banter you'd get back and forth between like JR and King, of JR going, well, King, how bad does that hurt in the ring? What's that? And King, that fucking hurts, man. You can't, that ball some crap, man. I'm gonna kill your ass.
Well, yeah, I mean, Excalibur's play-by-play, though. You know what I mean? That's kind of his, No,
and credit where credit's due. He's done an incredible job. He really is like the backbone of that team. Like, absolutely. Like, without him, it falls apart, as you were saying. So,
can we just get a rating?
From who?
There's like you.
We all have ratings.
Oh, I gave it a 5 for Suzuki.
I missed it.
God, sorry. Yeah, Shane and I actually agreed.
Drink, you two motherfuckers.
I do.
That brings us to the women's championship match where we have Britt Baker, DMD, taking on Chris Statlander. Both of them accompanied to the ring by entourages. Talk.
It was okay. It's not.
It was the best Chris Statlander has looked in AEW.
Yes, I'll give it that. And it's Britt looked okay. It was too long. It was too fucking long. It was really long.
It was shorter than the last match.
How long was it?
11 minutes, 34 seconds.
Shut up. Holy shit. I thought I was like 23 minutes. I was dying. Okay, wow. I was just like, whatever, dude. I smoke a lot of weed, okay?
I don't know if that's the match's fault.
No, I was smoking weed the whole time. If it fucking feels long, it's because it's fucking boring. And I didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it was once again, it was kind of like the first match. It was good. I mean, it wasn't like the first match in style by any means, but they both worked really hard. You could tell they both wanted it. Like I said, it was Chris Statlander's best match in AEW. I liked the finish. Britt's just not at the point right now where she can carry a similar worker, like a similar level worker, or a worker,
elevate.
Yeah, or a worker lower than her and elevate them.
Yeah,
I'm not shit talking Britt. I think she's very good at what she does. She's just not at the point in her career where she's like making people better and like bringing people to like 4 and 5 star matches. She can be in them, but she's not going to bring Chris Statlander up to like a barn burning, match of the night sort of deal.
Her growth, absolutely, like her personal in-ring growth in the last year and a half, 2 years has been great. Yes. But I 100%. Mean, I guess like to continue what you're saying, like if you had Britt Baker in NXT with Charlotte and fucking
Sasha Bailey,
that crew, even Natalia, fucking like
Paige.
Yeah, imagine just like, I mean, that's the kind of thing is like there isn't that kind of talent around her for the most part, and they're working on it. I mean, bringing in Ruby is a great start, but like there just isn't the kind of talent that pushes you to elevate yourself. And I think that was the thing that made that class of women special, is that they were all on such a high competitive level. It was like, and
they all grew together. They all got better at the same time, more or less.
But that was the thing with the Attitude Era, like the storylines were fucking insane and the fucking commentary was garbage. But like the thing that was good about it was that all these people were trying their hardest to fucking be the top dog. And
bless you.
Gosh bless you. God bless you, son.
Thank you.
God dang, man. Bless you.
Oh, a little bit of Trent just stopped by.
I miss him, man. I haven't seen Trent in a while. Last I heard, him and Tammy got in an altercation, and he is locked up in Newport. So
thank God.
Yeah, he kind of is, dude. I tell you what, I've been able to save a little bit more money. That's for sure. No one's drinking all my beers on me. So. Pissing on my couch.
Britt versus Statlander.
I agree with you guys that when you say that that's the best Statlander has looked. She's definitely improved, but I mean, it was pretty much going into this. Everybody knew Britt was retaining it, so that was not a shock. But I mean, she's really coming to her own, and I mean, she was again speaking from someone who was there. I mean, the crowd was great.
They were into it.
They're totally into her. they like doing the whole DMD thing and stuff, but I mean, it's just, it was good. I'd give this match, I'd give it a 2 3/4 on this one as well, too.
2.5.
2.
So you're saying
175 on it? Yeah, because it's not. Man, I really set the bar low on this one, and I enjoyed the pay-per-view, but this match just didn't do it for me.
I'm going with a 2.5, and I think what they need is they have a bunch of talent who is more experienced on the male side. They need some of that on the female side.
I mean, you have that with some of the Japanese girls, and you have that with Ruby now.
Yes.
You need it.
This is going to be
the Japanese girls are good there, but you need the American style. And you have Thunder Rosa, they're not, I don't know. You need someone who can lead them.
I'm waiting for, in the next 2 years, one of the big 4 WWE girls to leave, because I think one of them's going to jump ship. I don't know who it's going to be. Could be Charlotte, to be honest, because maybe she wants to go hang out with Andrade.
It'll be either her or Sasha, I think, if any of them do. It's going to be one of those two.
Yeah, I don't think Becky leaves. I could see Bayley leaving, though, to be honest.
There's no chance Becky's going anywhere if Rollins is a company man.
Oh, and he's such a company man. His Twitter's fucking annoying to read.
But that doesn't mean he's writing it. I mean, there did have that point where a while back where WWE was like, you can't post whatever you want, and we're going to control a lot of those accounts. So, but I mean, yeah, I mean, she's definitely, Charlotte is. I mean, you even look at that match she had with Nia Jax. Why the fuck would she want to be there? Like, fucking, they literally got into a fist fight in the ring because fucking of how unsafe Nia is.
Yeah, that was
so like, no, and so like, yeah, and if your fucking boyfriend works for AEW and if your fiance works for AEW and your father-in-law is going to be associated, or not father-in-law, your father, Richard is associated with them loosely, like. It just doesn't. There's no reason why not.
But I'll tell you one thing though. I think if Charlotte leaves, AEW is not the first stop she makes.
No, she should go to NWA first.
I was gonna say.
Should.
I think she spends like a year in NWA.
And you know what? I think not only should she go there, but here we go. She should win the NWA championship.
I'm going to say this a different way. I think Charlotte should go to the NWA and then become the women's belt collector.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But no, I think she should be the fucking literal NWA championship, not the women's or whatever, like the NWA champion.
I don't know.
Not for the NWA, man.
They're too old school for that.
Yeah, maybe some other promotion, but
no, I think it would work. I think it would work for Flair. I don't think it could work for anyone else, but I think giving her the NWA championship, and of course she could lose it to somebody, but take it off of Trevor, have Aldis beat her or something, get it back. Who knows? But I think
I really don't. I don't see that going over well at all. No. I see a lot of people real mad at the NWA for that.
Good. Get mad at them. Get mad at her. Have her go to AEW with that heat. Honestly, I think it would be awesome. But I'm also...
You're wrong, but we'll move on that. This brings us to Isaac's absolute balls out favorite match of the night, and that is the Lucha Bros, Penta El Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix taking on the Young Bucks, Balding Buck, and What the Fuck Buck. In a steel cage.
It was definitely an absolute what the fuck. Okay, I really don't like the Young Bucks. You all know this. I think they're fucking terrible. I think they're trash. I think they overdo everything they do. But my issue is with the cage this time. Hello, everybody. It's just me now. The cage itself.
We're all here still.
I know you are, but goddamn,
spotlight's on you.
Oh, they're good. All right. The cage does WWE's cage seem easier to see through? Is that just me?
No, it's not you.
From hard cam,
I think where you're coming from.
That's my thing. Is like, well, I mean, and not to complain about it too much, but like hard cam seemed like it was really hard to see what was going on. My biggest issue with Young Bucks and Lucha Bros matches is that and maybe it's just Young Buck matches in general. They just feel so choreographed. As a son of a dancer, you know, it's like it's easy to see choreography, and I don't know, it just takes me out of it immediately. Like there's nothing about it that felt like like they were having an actual fight. It looked like they were having like a fucking doing a performance, and like, not to say that the performance that they were trying to do was bad, but it wasn't professional wrestling in my opinion, and I didn't like it because of that.
I got sucked into
the steel cage. Yeah, the steel cage seemed unnecessary in the long run. I mean, it seemed they were to only do the dive spot for Phoenix because they didn't really use it other than that.
They threw each other into the cage a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they threw each other into it, but it wasn't necessary, though, is what I'm saying.
Well, I think it felt more unnecessary because of there seemed to be increased space between the ring ropes and the cage, which meant every time somebody was thrown into the ropes, you didn't see them hitting the cage every time. And I can see where you're coming from with that one, but I felt the cage was necessary, and I think the match is way better than you're giving it credit for. There was some moments where, yes, it did feel choreographed, but you're going to get that with any of this flippy-dippy bullshit. But I was totally sucked into the match. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the unveiling of the Spike Jordan. I enjoyed the ripping of the mask. I enjoyed the blood. It seemed well done.
It was a love letter to indie wrestling, and that's what it was. And I say this all the time, but with the Young Bucks, unless you get into some of their New Japan stuff, and obviously like the Hangman Page and Kenny match they had, but you just have to be okay with indie wrestling. And if you're not okay with indie wrestling, you're not going to enjoy that. I thought that this is like one of the best cage matches of the past like decade, and including the 2010s. I thought it was incredible. I loved all of the callbacks. I loved all of the storytelling. I loved the Air Jordans that they've been, not necessarily Air Jordans, but they've been doing the thumbtack, sneakers forever. They did it in that Candice LeRae and Joey Ryan match. I loved all of the like I said, all of the different like little Easter eggs in the match that you get with this indie style, this kind of indie style of wrestling. I thought it was exciting. Yeah, it might have gone overboard, but like Dozer said, you just get that with what they were doing. I thought it was incredible.
And okay, you guys know how much I love Penta and how much I love Ray Phoenix, right? Like I'm a big fan of theirs. This match just didn't do it for me. All of it, like I said, like my big and not to disagree with what you're saying, but my biggest issue with it is that there were so many points where it was like, okay, now's the time where we do this thing, and now's the time where we do this thing, and now's the time where we do this thing, where none of it felt organic or authentic, and it just was like we planned this whole thing out and then we did it. And I don't know, there's something about that for me that just takes away from like what I love about pro wrestling, and it just didn't feel like there was any spontaneity to it. And I get why you like it, but for me, I mean, also I'm jaded as fuck, especially against the Bucks, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be the fucking guy that gives this a 1.75. It was on the same level as that Statlander match for me. Just fell flat.
And you are entitled to your opinion.
Oh, I know.
Even though your opinion is wrong.
And that's the thing is, like, I know you guys disagree with me on this.
But you know what though? Again, hey,
and I know a lot of people disagree with me on
you know what
one.
though? You stated your opinion, but you spoke to why you feel that way, and I can appreciate that. So,
and I'm not trying to, and I'm not going to be like, oh, no, it's because ultimately it's because I don't like the Bucks,
right?
And I'm a bitter old bitch. I'm a grumpy old bastard. I don't like the Young Bucks because I'm an old man. So there we go. 1.75.
Well, first off, I think I'm the oldest one here, so don't be using that old man bullshit.
Wait, what year were you born?
I was born in 1980.
Damn, bro. Really?
Yeah, I'm 41.
Dude, you look good for 41. You look good for 35.
Well, thank you.
So
I'll see you later.
Wait, really?
but okay. So, but I respectfully disagree with you on this.
You don't. No, stop that. Disrespectfully agree.
No. It's respectful.
Be disrespectful, please.
All right, you know what, you son of a bitch. I disrespectfully agree with your opinion.
Thank you.
You disrespectfully agree.
No,
DDJ, you fucking idiot. Wait, no,
I disrespectfully disagree.
Yeah, no, I knew what you meant, dude. I love you.
Thanks for calling me out on that, Shane.
Oh, that was great. I love you.
But in all seriousness, I really liked your comment, Shane, about what you said, how about it was a love letter to indie wrestling, because in essence, that's what it was. Being there again, I have a different probably have a different perspective on a lot of these matches because I was there versus watching it on TV and stuff. But I can tell you from start to end, and I even think when we talked a little bit about it on Shooting Shit, Jovan mentioned that he doesn't normally stand for long periods of time because he has knee problems. He's also a bit of a bigger guy and stuff. He said he stood up from his chair. If I remember correctly, he did not sit down at all for this match. And I kind of moved around and stuff because I was being a good host, making sure, hey, everybody having a good time, everybody good, that kind of thing. But
whining and dining.
Yeah, whining and dining.
Sucking and fucking. All right.
No, none of that. Queens. So. But I mean that, and I'm still debating on this. But ever since that match happened, I've been asking myself, is this the greatest match I've ever seen live and in person? It was, to me, it was that good. It was so good that my cousin Jerry literally lost his voice during that match. He went from at the beginning of this match. He's from Southern Indiana, so he has that little bit of an Southern accent, the drawl kind of thing. He went from a Southern Indiana accent at the beginning of this match to sounding like Brian Pillman at the end of the match.
You know what?
Pretty much. I mean, he literally sounded. He
got that vocal fry, man.
Yeah, his vocal cords were shot, and he's a huge Lucha Brothers fan. He was excited. I can't say enough for this, and I'm just gonna come out and say, to me, that match 5 stars.
So, what I'm going to add to that,
I respectfully love your opinion.
What I am going to add, and it does completely affect my opinion of this match. I came into this pay-per-view sorely afraid that the Young Bucks were not going to get any comeuppance. That they were going to continue to be on top, and the Elite is going to become the new NWO, never getting their shit kicked. And watching them get their shit kicked for once really made me a little bit happy, because I fucking hate the Young Bucks. They're doing their job, though, as good heels. I can't argue that.
It was really good to see them lose.
And I gotta agree with. I'm making at least minimum making DDJ drink on this, because I'm giving it a 5 too.
Well,
I'm
you know,
empty, so.
Hold on, we got to see if Isaac. We have to see if Shane makes us a clusterfuck.
It's not a clusterfuck. It's a 1.75. Get the fuck out of here.
There's a 5 in there.
like I said earlier, I liked a lot of it. Like you two said, the right team won, especially with Adam Cole debuting later. If they would have won this and Adam Cole debuted and joined the Elite, that would have been, I mean, honestly, maybe like the worst thing AEW could have done.
No,
I
agree with you. That is a very, very good point.
Yeah, I loved I also loved the big old dive at the end from Phoenix, man. He was
That's
up
what
there.
That's what gave me a bump up.
Sword.
But it was the only time they even like used the cage anything else other than throwing people into it.
This you two convinced me. 5 stars.
5. Well,
cilantro.
I'm empty.
Cilantro.
You got a fridge right behind your other shoulder. There's a little fridge. Inside that fridge,
that actually requires some effort, and right now
I know. But inside that fridge, yeah, you go just a little bit to your back shoulder there. There you go. Oh, you're halfway there. There you go. Yes, dude. That is a great setup, by the way, that you've got there.
Yeah, I wish my fridge was that close. But now, please. Give me a minute while DDJ is getting his drink here. Next, we have the Women's Casino Battle Royal.
Is that a bush? That's it.
Dozer, you don't need to read all of them off, buddy. I assure you that is not necessary.
Okay,
I was going to put on my best. We got this. And ladies and gentlemen, in this next match, we have Hikaru Shida taking on Sky Blue, Emma Sakura, The Bunny, Abaddon, Anna Jay, Kida Hogan, Kylan King, Diamante, Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, Jamie Hyder, Big Swole, Tay Conte, Red Velvet, Layla Hirsch, Jay Cargill, Rebel, and Ruby Soho.
Destination.
No.
I don't know.
Ruby Soho. And that interview Crypto shared with us of Lars Fredrickson giving her the name, giving her the song was fucking perfect.
Yep.
I love, dude, I was a huge Op Ivy fan. Then I was a huge Rancid fan. And I was really hoping that we would get that name. What's in the fridge, baby? I got 5 bottles of tequila and a bottle of Jameson.
I got Bush.
But no, dude, that was great. I fast forward. I'm so sorry, but this is one of the fucking next to the reverse battle royale. This is one of the most ridiculously convoluted fucking battle royale rule fucking systems ever. And it's garbage.
It's just groups of people. It's not convoluted.
It's not really that much different than a Royal Rumble.
It was dumb.
It's just groups of people.
Yes, it really is dumb. It was dumb. It was groups of people based on cards. There's different colored cards. It doesn't seem random at all. It's just like, yeah, this group comes out. And then
the Rumble never seems random.
Sure it does, dude. You have 30 people. You
stop.
never know who's coming out next.
Oh,
it's just a group, and it's not a group of people. But the only point that this match mattered, honestly, was when Ruby Soho came out. And then at the end, when it was her against fucking Thunder Rosa. That was it. I mean, that was the only point of this match. It should have just been a fucking Thunder Rosa open challenge. Ruby comes out.
There was another highlight to this match because they are slowly beginning to put more women over. And they really did the Bunny justice in this thing. I'm not saying she's a great wrestler. She's great to look at, though. And they gave the Bunny a lot of time in the ring, which I was not expecting, and I enjoyed it. I'm not saying it's the best match of the card by far, but
fast forwarded.
Yeah, I mean, it was a battle royal. It was as good as what you would expect it to be, and no better. Ruby Soho debuting is obviously the highlight. Like Isaac said, I don't have much more to say. It gets a it gets like a 2.5 based solely on the right person debuting and subsequently winning.
I'm gonna I definitely.
You said 2.5.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like a 2 to begin with, but Ruby, plus 0.5.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 2 for Ruby's debut and the extra 0.5 because I fucking love Rancid. I'm going completely nothing about this. My ratings tonight are gonna make sense.
When does anything about you?
They never do.
Yeah. What did I give the last match? A 2.5?
No, you gave it a 1.75.
1.75.
Yeah, see? Exactly.
DDJ?
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna go a little bit higher than Shane's
No.
rating. Or you know what? Just because this way, so
we need a good clusterfuck. It's been a while.
So, in order to keep the hopes of this clusterfuck alive, I'll give it a 2.5. But I will say that I thought the ending, the exchange between Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho at the end of the match was really good, and I definitely have no qualms about that and stuff. And it was a great way to make Ruby have her debut on the roster, and what better way than to come in and have a nice little exchange with Thunder Rosa, and
the chops were awesome.
Yes, 2.5.
So my baseline on this was a 3. Then I'm giving it a -1 purely for the inclusion of Abaddon because I can't stand her. And then I'm giving it a +5, plus 0.5, because I love Nyla Rose's outfit for this one. Which brings it to a 2.5. Ladies and gentlemen,
what the fuck?
We have a clusterfuck.
What do we have to do for that?
Finish our drinks.
Bro, I have a whole beer.
I ain't making DDJ finish that shit.
I'm not chugging this.
I'll do one big chug. If I finish it, I do. I won't, though.
My cup was full, too. I believe in you, Shane. Excuse me.
Ain't gonna happen.
Well, rules are meant to be broken, right, folks?
Well,
yes.
And that brings us to the worst entrance Chris Jericho has ever had, taking on MJF.
Who had an incredible
entrance. The troll level was high in that entrance.
God, I loved the Millennium Clock, dude. The Millennium Clock into the first WWF Jericho font, Jericho's last match. I about pissed myself laughing.
I saw the countdown. I went, we're getting old school Jericho. Then I went, oh fuck, there's MJF. Before we hit 1, I'm like, it's gonna be MJF. But it was epic. It was awesome. I loved that entrance of MJF. But the guitarist from Fozzy wailing along totally killed the crowd singing along. He filleted himself way too much on that, and it just was not a good thing.
Yeah, they really fucked this one up.
The thing is that Jericho they really should have saved the no entrance music stipulation for this. I agree. Because that moment, honestly, on Dynamite or whatever, was one of the best entrances I've ever seen in pro wrestling. It was truly special and incredible. And had they done this at All Out, the crowd would have done it. The crowd would have gone fucking crazy. The crowd would have been all in. But
hey, girl.
Nothing was on time. It was terrible. It was garbage. But
the entrance gets 0 stars.
But the rest of it was great.
Well,
ooh, there was a well. I want to hear this.
Well,
it was good. I think it's some of the best we've seen Jericho and MJF. But I feel the same way about MJF as what I do Britt Baker, and that he's good in ring, and he's really good if he has someone that can elevate him. But he's not at the level yet where he can where he can like bring someone like Jericho, who is what I would suggest well beyond his prime. You know what I mean? To like an ascendant level. It was a good match. I mean, I'm not shitting on it, but I don't think it was excellent by any means.
I am going to borrow a turn of phrase from Jim Cornette on this one because I hate to say it, it's accurate. Jericho was fighting through quicksand. There was just a little bit of lethargy on most of his moves. It's not a knock.
Except a pop-up power bomb on the apron. Shout out to the man Big Kev.
I want to also shout out real quick to our boy Aaron Crypto.
Crypto.
Because he pointed out that as soon as he saw the Ric Flair style robe, and then when he took it off and saw the red trunks, and then a little ways into the match saw the strut, he was pretty convinced that MJF was going to lose based on that alone. Now, I think the stipulation made it pretty clear that MJF was going to lose. But, I think something about the Ric Flair red trunk thing is a very interesting anecdote to bring into account. I honestly, like, this was, for me, so far, is what has been one of the best matches of the night. I thought they did a great job. I thought MJF in ring did a really incredible job. I love his heel work. I love him fucking with the crowd, just getting in their face. Jericho, for his age, I mean, he's so in tune and so smart with pro wrestling that he doesn't necessarily have to have the same, like, he doesn't have to keep pace quite as much. Because he's just smart. He just gets it.
No, I mean it's Ric Flair. You know what I mean? It's the Ric Flair run from Raw in 2005.
This was a really. I mean, I thought it was a 3.5 for me.
It was a 3.25 for me.
Okay,
I'm gonna give it because one of the things that really a lot of people, I heard on Facebook and, Twitter and everything was discussing was the way that match ended. I loved the ending. I thought it was great. I thought this way, MJF doesn't lose any heat because he can sit there and say the ref counted 3, I should have won. But then Jericho, had his foot on the rope, came back, pulled it out. Yeah. And stuff. So I'm gonna go with my man Isaac over there and give it a 3.5.
It was better than the dumb ref shit in that Miro match.
Yeah. Agreed.
That bothered me. The fucking, not to go backwards, but the fixing the fucking pad. Oh, I didn't see, blah blah blah. But yes, this wasn't bad. I mean, I liked it. Dozer, did you rate this? No.
You didn't even
I have
talk
not
about
rated it yet. I'm giving it a 3.25, but now you've brought it up. Now I gotta fucking talk about it. That goddamn ref spot. And what pissed me off about it is one of the most important things in wrestling, especially when you're trying to make this feel like a sports-based product, is goddamn consistency. You can't have a ref coming out saying, his foot's on the rope, restart the match. Well, when you have every ref in the goddamn world in the back ignoring blatant chair shots, them completely ignoring the count out during another match, going, oh no, it's no count out. Oh, nope, now there's a count out. No, God fucking damn it. There's got to be some consistency.
Check out our Mike Chioda interview.
You have to have consistency. I don't care. It's not even consistent with the same goddamn ref. He's not going to count them out now while they're all the way in the back, but I'm going to start a count out now that they're right near the ring. No, fuck you.
Yes.
Dozer just woke up his whole family.
I was just gonna say, this is the most worked up I've ever seen Dozer.
Yeah, here's
Meg. We are so sorry, Meg.
Yeah, here's
Code
the
is
issue,
barking.
Dozer.
Bella's crying.
Real quick with what you said is even in real sports,
you getting messages, Dozer?
There is no consistency. If I know neither of you are college football fans. DDJ, you college football fan?
No, dude, I love
Not
pussy.
really, no.
Okay, well, they have this they have this rule
Pussy's
called
great.
targeting, and
Like-
targeting doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If anyone watches college football, if Wade is still with us, I'm sure he'll go off in the comments. But there's no consistency with that either. Nothing makes sense.
10,000 viewers, Isaac. We have 9,000 plus more to go.
You know what though? I can say I actually use Blue Chews because I fuck.
Love you, nurse.
Yes.
Is the next match Paul White versus QT Marshall?
Yeah.
No.
No? Oh
Oh.
my god, this show is good. We are so sorry to the people who are watching. The show's gonna go on forever. What's next?
match, we have CM Punk taking on Darby fucking Allin.
I loved this.
I'm gonna get my my opinion out of the way first because I'm sure it will completely. Here, real quick. There you go. I told you, Wade'll get fired up about it. Gets real mad.
Targeting. Fuck targeting. Wait, I'm with you on this one, pal.
I straight up thought this match was just like on the good side of okay. I thought that the first 5 or so minutes of the match were pretty boring. I understood why they did it that way. I'm not shitting on the match. I understand that Punk hasn't wrestled in 7 years and you want to get him back with some good old-fashioned chain wrestling, but I was pretty bored through
Not
the
just
first
good
5 or
old-fashioned
so.
chain wrestling. Fucking Sean or Bret Hart versus fucking 1-2-3 Kid.
Yeah, I mean, but like I didn't notice that live at all. I was just watching it. The match got better as it went. Punk didn't. I don't want to say Punk didn't look back. Punk looked good. I still think Darby should have won. I'm in that camp. I would have much rather have seen that. I don't know. It was
Punk can't lose for at least his first 5 matches.
And Darby came out looking like a fucking $1 million.
But what they needed to do,
Darby came out of that
also
looking so good.
Here's the thing: is that Punk looks like a pussy bitch, anyways, because he went to MMA and he lost like all of his fights.
Who gives a shit?
I do.
No, one of them was a no contest,
which is an odd, very grounded in reality Isaac opinion of me. But I thought, Punk looks old, man. Like, and he is.
I love this match. I thought, and credit where credit's due. This match was great because of Darby Allin and not because of Punk.
Yeah, no. I mean, and he looked fine. Like, I don't want to like shit on CM Punk like this entire time, but CM Punk is probably the guy I'm least excited about seeing that they've signed recently.
God, dude. Man.
So here's my problem.
Your balls are beautiful, but right now,
if we're going to say that CM Punk needed a slower match, needed chain wrestling, needed old school wrestling, that's fine. That's awesome. Then Darby Allin should have been his first opponent.
I didn't think
because Darby Allin has shown us 0 of that.
Dude,
no,
Darby,
not
Darby
0. Darby can work.
Darby killed it, dude.
He did. He killed it. But we've not seen any of that from him before.
I really wasn't expecting the show to go this long. I'm gonna give my rating and go grab another beer real quick. I'm gonna get like really murdered for this, but like it was like a 2.75 to me.
4.5. I loved it.
You outed your fucking. Hold on, everyone else give your ratings real quick.
Not only did I love
more outrageous here. The fact that Isaac rated this match 4.5 stars, or that he rated the cage match 1.75 stars.
The fact that he rated the cage match 1.75 is way crazier than rating this a 4. Because awesome. He's a CM Punk mark. He doesn't like the Young Bucks. Yeah, I know.
I hate the Bucks. I love CM Punk. I love Darby Allin. Both those guys are great. Darby Allin, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, that bump he took where he got thrown into the post, bounced off the corner of the ring and hit the ground. Like, Darby,
man, that looked bad.
Everything Darby Allin does, he puts 1,000% into. CM Punk is a fucking superstar. CM Punk is, love him or hate him, he is the guy that quit wrestling and his name was chanted for 7 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
No one else
was it chanted. I mean, obviously
Yes.
with AEW crowds. No,
it was
There were a lot
chanted
of
at WWE.
WWE shows.
That's not what I was saying. Was like obviously the smart mark AEW crowds. How much of the CM Punk chants were actually for CM Punk for WWE crowds, and how much of them were just general discontent with the product? Because chanting CM Punk stopped being about CM Punk and it started being about general discontent with the product pretty fucking fast.
But I mean, at the same time, he was the voice for those people.
The voice of the voiceless.
I mean, that was the whole thing. And you know, you say AEW, but AEW wasn't a thing for 5 of those years. And the majority of those CM Punk chants were there. And yes, it was them saying, like, you guys fucked up. But at the same time, they're not saying that for any of the other releases. CM Punk is a genuine star, dude.
Yeah, CM Punk also like walked out of the company, like
Yeah,
the way he left, and all of that's fine. But what I'm saying is that, like, especially the WWE chants weren't necessarily for CM Punk himself. There was general discontent with the product, and I'm sure there were people chanting for CM Punk and meant it. But those are the smart people that were in the crowd.
I'm just saying that if he had come back at any point in those 7 years, the lid would have blown off just like it did in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a star. The guy is a star. He is a one of a kind generational talent. Love him or hate him, he's up there with Cena. He's up there with The Rock. He's up there with Stone Cold, in my opinion.
DJ, give us a rating.
I'm going to sit there and before I give the rating, I just want to say, you know, again, the place just went crazy when Punk came out. This is the match that the majority of the people going to All Out and probably the majority of the people that ordered All Out wanted to see, because how was CM Punk going to do after being out of the ring for 7.5 years? Now, while it wasn't Flair versus Steamboat, again, for a guy that was out of the ring for 7.5 years, I thought he did a really good job. And you know, I didn't expect, you know, him to be going at a, you know, breakneck pace, whatever. I thought Darby was a great kind of like first opponent back for him and stuff. And one of the things that I really liked about this match, and this is like when you know we've had a good match, is when, yeah, Punk went over, but Darby got over.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing.
And that
Darby was already over.
I know,
even more so. I mean, this just cements his place, you know, even that much further.
It made it feel really special for him.
Yeah. And
it did in Chicago. I don't know. There was something about it that really, by the end of it, like Darby felt a step higher than he ever was before.
I'm gonna give it 3. I'm gonna give it 3 stars.
I am going to say this match was absolutely fantastic. And since I called it fantastic, there's only one number to give it.
4.
Okay.
All right.
That brings us to Shane getting a beer and us spending less time than the match was talking about Paul White versus QT Marshall.
0 stars. It didn't need to exist. This was an AEW Dark Elevation match. Fuck this match. Okay, I'm going to go grab another beer. Goodbye.
0.25 because it was a match. But
you know
God
what?
damn it, who the fuck cares?
This match served its purpose.
What was its purpose?
To take a piss.
To cool everybody down from that, just the euphoria of seeing CM Punk wrestle his first match in 7.5 years, to get everybody ready for the main event.
They could have done that with some titties, dude.
Yeah, they could.
Show us titties. Show us titties.
Hey, Isaac, I hate to burst your bubble, but not everything has to be about titties.
Okay. Show us.
Some is about assholes.
Show us asshole. Dude, there are other erogenous zones, dude. I'm down into fucking. I'm into this little
Look,
little
we're
bit
rapidly
around.
coming up on our 3 minutes and 10 seconds to talk about this match. DDJ, give it a rating.
All right, simply because I'm gonna give it a 1 star, and the only reason why I'm rating it this high was because this was the match my 6-year-old son was most excited about because he got to meet Paul White the day before.
Okay,
sounds good. I'm giving it a 0.25, an additional 0.25 for being, since QT Marshall is from Freehold, New Jersey, hometown of my wife, so that brings it up to a 0.5, and we're done talking about this piece of shit match.
All right, great.
It was a 0.25. It was a match. Sorry, I got excited.
Shane, we got a drink, baby.
All right, cool. DDJ, what did you rate it? You maniac.
I gave it a 1 because this was the match that my 6-year-old son was most excited to see because he got to meet Paul White the day before.
You know, DDJ.
Cheers to him.
Our entire rating equals DDJ's.
And speaking of which, here I want to share probably what was my favorite memory from the show last night. So I'm going to pull it up here on the screen.
Ooh, oh, that wasn't last night, but last weekend. Okay.
This was from Sunday. This was me. He had so much fun.
Oh, I thought it was the popcorn. I'm sorry. Yes, your son.
Oh. Only you.
I love fucking popcorn too, man.
Popcorn is probably about the best thing I ate at the arena that night. So,
dude, the best thing about
so cool that your son got to go. Wade and actually my mom went, which is weird. But Wade and my mom took me to Hell in a no, it wasn't called Hell in a Cell. It was Bad Blood. Bad Blood 2002. The Triple H versus Shawn Michaels went like 44 minutes. Was it 04?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it went forever. So, and I got to see that, and that like really like
with
I still with
both your parents.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, it was very cool. Yep.
Love you, brother. I love you, man. Wade. Cheers, Wade. I love you too, man.
But you know, I always think I think about that show a lot, and I've been to a couple pay-per-views as an adult. I went to like Money in the Bank 20.
You're going to which one are you going to?
15 Extreme Rules.
Okay,
I'm gonna get to see Randall Keith win another world title, dude.
Who's he fighting at Extreme Rules?
Bobby Lashley.
Oh boy,
I think Bob's done.
I do love Randall, but good lord.
But anyways, main event time.
Where we have Kenny Omega taking on Christian Cage.
Christian Cage, I got to give credit to him for being.
He's so fucking good, and he's been so fucking good forever.
And as old as he is, I mean,
he looked incredible. He looked so much better than CM Punk.
No, I mean, well.
Oh yes, he did.
No, okay,
but in all fairness, though,
I agree, but I don't care as much
regularly than CM Punk.
That's fine. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, he looked more ring ready, but this match for me wasn't as good. I will say Kenny Omega in ring is incredible.
Yes.
He's really is. No, he is not the best, but he's incredible. I'm sorry, Kurt Angle is
he's the best right now.
I know, but I'm sorry, but when it comes down to it, if I'm going to look at somebody and say this, Kurt Angle fucking has him dwarfed in talent, pure talent.
You can't do that. That's literally
I can
unfair.
Do that. That's not unfair. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. He's not the best ever. He's right now he's very good. But there are other people who are better than he is because Kenny Omega on the mic is dog shit. I'm sorry, he's dog shit. He quoted Steve Urkel. Steve Urkel, the last time that motherfucker was relevant. No, honestly, I was 8 years old.
I know, I'm just laughing at
I was 8 fucking years old. I'm 37 in October. I'm sorry, dude. No fucking way do you get to quote, say, did I do that? and fucking be like somebody who's decent on the mic. John Cena could fucking talk circles around Kenny Omega.
So quick question here. What was worse, Kenny Omega referencing Steve Urkel by saying, did I do that? Or Roman Reigns referencing Sylvester the Cat saying, suffer and succotash?
Kenny Omega, because somebody wrote the suffering succotash for Roman Reigns. Kenny Omega can say whatever he wants. 100%. No, like legitimately.
I see
Roman Reigns, if Roman Reigns wanted to say what he wanted, he would have never said that. Kenny Omega can say whatever he wants. And he fucking chose to say that. And I'm sorry, I know it's not relevant to the match, but the whole promo before fucking Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan showed up was dog shit. It was a terrible promo. It was a bad promo. Come on. Was it a good? You liked it, Shane? You thought it was a good promo?
Yeah.
Did I do that? To quote Steve Urkel, are you fucking kidding me?
That's Kenny Omega to his core. Once again, you have your natural, angle towards Kenny, just like you have your natural angle towards the Young Bucks.
No. Did I not say that in ring he was incredible and that I thought it was great?
You did.
I'm not shitting on Kenny Omega. But I'm sorry if you're gonna quote Steve Urkel as like the main burn of your fucking promo, you're dog shit. You're fucking worthless as a fucking talker. And anything I've ever heard John Cena say is better.
DDJ, do you agree with that?
I mean, it wasn't his best promo, but it wasn't his worst. I laughed at the did I do that because I thought he's playing into that cocky heel persona that he has and that. So, I mean, I don't have an issue with it, but I can see where some people would.
But okay,
saying
who's
last time I checked,
better promo?
Saying he's
Cena
dog
or
shit
Kenny Omega?
But saying he again.
It was a dog shit promo.
With Kenny in New Japan, bro, you don't really talk like that in New Japan. He does little bite-sized New Japan Ring of Honor
about
stuff.
What he does in New Japan. This is fucking American TV. This is AEW. This is American TV. This is This is New Japan. So
people should sound like John Cena and do the hustle.
No. All I'm saying is judge the fucking promo on what it is, and it was a shitty promo. The match itself was good. The match itself was very good. In fact, it was the best match of the night. And it was 4.75. It was close to a 5-star match for me as it got. The promo after, it sucked. Everything after the promo, awesome. 5 stars.
But the promo wasn't supposed to be about him, to begin with.
But it was a shitty promo. That's all I'm saying. It was a shitty promo. As soon as he started talking, I don't think Jesus Christ, shut up.
I don't think it was a master class. Again, you saw the Steve Urkel, and then everything else got.
But even before that,
that,
it just didn't do it. It just didn't there was nothing interesting about anything he had to say. He was just filling time until Adam Cole came out, and Adam Cole was awesome. That moment was great.
So
yeah, but Adam Cole's promo was way worse than Kenny's. He said a sentence and a half, and it didn't really matter.
It didn't matter what he said. He didn't have to say anything, but he didn't have to quote a fucking TV show from TGIF.
It was a 4.5-star match. I really liked a lot of the spots. I thought that Christian looked like the wily veteran that wanted the win. I loved the Avalanche One-Winged Angel, even though it scared the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah, that was insane.
It was
I loved the table spot towards the end of the match because I had completely forgotten about the table.
Both the table spots were incredible.
Yeah,
the first one where he jumped on him and fucking just exploded the table on top of him.
I don't enjoy the Elite getting involved again, but I understand that's the point.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like a 4.5-star match. As a wrestling match, it was probably better than the Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers.
It was.
As a wrestling
match.
A
pure wrestling match.
But
it was the best wrestling match of the night.
It wasn't more exciting. I didn't have more fun with it. I thought it was a great match.
I loved
but,
it. I did. I mean, coming from somebody who hates Kenny Omega, this was the best match of the night.
And then obviously when you lump, the Adam Cole, debuting, and then the Kenny Omega tease, and then him, Daniel. Of course, and then of course him turning on the baby faces because Kenny Omega is his best friend, because of course he is, because Adam Cole was not going to be a baby face in AEW.
And he came out of the heel tunnel,
and then everyone, kind of relaxed, and that's the end of the show. And then they hit you with the Daniel Bryan, with the Daniel Bryan.
Incredible theme song, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
You're going to get your fucking head kicked in.
And to take that Flight of the Valkyries and use it like that, chef kiss.
Here's the thing: is I think that this was a really, really good professional wrestling show. NXT has put on better events on a pro wrestling scale than this event in the past year, and it's happened. But excitement, sports entertainment, everything to do with that. Yeah, this is I don't know, maybe the biggest wrestling show since WrestleMania 30, with Taker losing and Daniel Bryan overcoming.
I would say this is yes.
It's a landmark show, one way or another.
It might be the most important, and only history will play this out. But it might be one of the most important pay-per-views since Survivor Series '97.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say it bothers me because I don't really care, but people saying that it's the best pay-per-view they've seen in the past 20 years or whatever.
Canadian Stampede was better.
Incorrect.
That was more than 20 years ago.
I'm just saying I watched it a month ago and I liked it more.
Philip, yes, he does. I'm sure that he will be on I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he debuted at the next pay-per-view, because at that point they've had, 3 months to settle everyone.
I think his contract he's a free agent about a week or two before Full Gear. If I'm not
October 29th.
Yeah. Okay. So
October 29th.
He debuts on Full Gear.
So before we hit the 2-hour mark, final ratings for this pay-per-view.
I haven't given this match a rating yet. Neither has DDJ.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm getting drunk.
So I'm gonna give this match 4.25 stars. It was a great way to close out the show on the wrestling aspect and stuff. But and then with everything that happened afterwards, with Cole, with Bryan Danielson and stuff, 4.25.
4.25, nothing more, nothing less. Whole show, I'm giving it a 3.75.
I'm giving
4 stars.
4.
Oh no, Dozer.
3.75.
4.
4.
Okay, cool. Corners agree. 3.75 4. It was a really good pay-per-view. It was probably AEW's best yet. But here's the one thing I thought about while I kept watching it. It was that every single match had a former big WWE star in it, basically, except for the cage match, which was
when they've held over 200 some of the current pro wrestlers.
Here, hold on here, just to bring Scott back up from an hour and a half ago.
No, and I agree. I'm not complaining about that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, patreon.com, suchgoodshoot.com, Johners Podcasting Network, XNXX, efuck.com,
Thank you for listening to this edition of Such Good Shoot. If you are on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon. Or subscribe to us on your favorite audio catcher. Or finally, if you're on Facebook, leave a comment, like the video, and make sure to share it out to all your friends. Until next time,